I think either one would be a solid choice. Okay, I'm gonna get the video going because it's getting late. It's already 8:30, so it's gonna be a late finish already. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of First 40 Turns. I hope you're enjoying the series. I would imagine you are if you've gotten this far into it. Or maybe this is the first one you happen to see. There's lots of content on the channel just like this, so you should check it out. Thanks for being here. As always, we're live on Twitch, twitch.tv/normlater. Come by, say hello. We'd love to see you. Other than that, let's get it underway. This is our settler, and we are going to make some decisions. I was talking to chat, and we were considering the ideas for this start. And in particular, you know, not necessarily having an OP start. So if you settled in place, you wouldn't have any really good tiles to work to start with. But what are your options? What would you do in this situation? There's lots of conversation. We're going to talk about the options right now. One of the first options that were mentioned in chat was to hop over the river and settle on turn 2 next to the 3-2. It also brings in the diamonds immediately, which you can mine for a quick luxury and have a 2-2 tile with gold immediately. The other option that I was thinking was you could move down here to this grasslands, and you bring in the 2-2 immediately, as well as potentially this marsh could help you with food later by eating it. It brings in the ability to make a pasture here. Doesn't take you any further from these diamonds. And most importantly, it opens up the potential of another city on this river up here. Because up here beside this amber is a tile that will get fresh water. Actually, I just see a river right here. So there's actually a river right there. So there's a lot of options up there. So I'm going to move the warrior strategically to find out the best idea. The other option that was mentioned was to move up here and turn to settle that. If I'm going to turn to settle, I think it's got to be here. You could settle the wheat as well and bring that slightly closer. But I'd rather keep the wheat as a resource to mine. Or, sorry, the resource to farm to get the irrigation bonus. So. Yes, if you go to here, you lose the horses on your first city. So you would have to get those horses out of a city down here. If I settled this banana, then I would definitely be settling probably on that Plains Hill right here. And depending on what was around it. Again, keeping in mind, similar to the Alexander run, we'll be running this particular playthrough under the assumption that we're only going to be needing 3 or 4 cities. Because it would be a domination game attempt, because it's really what they're geared for primarily. So that will generally be our thought process. So I think the best idea here, in order to learn information that will help us, is to move here and see what's up here as best we can. And now that I've done that, I realize once I step here, I'm not going to learn anything new, and I can't step anywhere else anyway. So I'm going to go to there, and it actually showed me, oh, because that was a hill. Okay. That actually brings in this tile as well. It's interesting. So I actually, when I actually learned from that, is this is a city route. I actually love the idea of settling a city right here. If you settle a city right there, that gives you the option of a 2-2 city center and mining that for a 2-2 tile with culture, and then from there, whatever else you have in mind. So I think that brings into play 2 options. Either you move down here and settle the horses, or you move to here and settle the 3-2. It brings in a lot of good tiles. And you would still be able to settle that. And then potentially you just settle down here on one of these plains hills down here. And that's 3 cities just like that. And that'll grab your horses as well. I really like the idea, especially if you're going to turn 2 settle. I would like the idea of having really good tiles. So I think that's the salvageable position right there. So I think I'm going to go across the city, across here, And, ooh, God, it's too bad. Yeah. That's a turn 4 settle, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that's the settle. That's the place to go. It's not fabulous, but there's lots of hills up here, so it's going to be a very productive city. There's plenty of growth. You're looking at even more 1-3 stuff. So there's plenty of growth out here with 2 tiles or 3 2-tile. Who knows what's going to be beyond it. And then lots of growth down here and tons of 1-3 tiles and stuff to help you do your thing. Even more growth up here, and then when you chop it, helps your growth, your population, and then mine it. And there's even a river up there. There's rivers for days. Yeah, I think that was Lixie's idea to come up here. I think that's the way to go. And I think we're on a Pangea. It's nice to go scout, especially since we've lost a turn. We are going to grow very quickly. I'm not a big fan of scout and a domination game, but it lets us get to our first settler. I think I'm going to go scout. I'm going to go ahead and live with scout. You guys know primarily my biggest determinant is I like to learn. Ooh, some nice tiles down here, and that river. I like to learn. Sorry, I like to get my settler out as soon as possible. I like to get my settler as soon as possible. Okay, so what do we always say? If we get a free builder from a hut, what do we want to have our first technology be? I would definitely say working that diamonds is the first one we want to have. In fact, there is no pasture around, so animal husbandry doesn't really make a lot of sense at all. So, without a doubt, mining is the way to go. I'm going to step on here and learn what we learn. Ooh! Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. So I'm going to have some really, really productive cities. We'll continue up here, figure out what's going on up here with this warrior. Oh, man. Yikes. This is so pretty. This land's so good, I might consider moving that. I almost kind of want to settle here now and then open up a settle over here. Mind you, we don't need that many cities, but you want to make the best cities possible. City 2, City 3, City 4. That's your 4 cities. Something down here. I don't know. There's just a lot of really good tiles. I'd love a city right there. 2-2 city center, 2-3 tile. Looks like that might actually be ocean there. Yeah. And let's take a quick look at our continents lens. Let's see, continent. All right. Oh, it's a sugar tile too. So a city out here can grab the sugar tile, grab the amber tile, work a 3-1 and a 3-2. City down here. Looks like it's right on the water is the only thing. You know what might not be bad is even to settle there, but then that takes that out. We're going to have to figure out what's going on up here. Because a settle there gives you the 3-2 tile, and you can buy out to the 2-3. 2-2 tiles everywhere. The sugar tile for growth. The city's population would be massive, working a ton of 2-2 tiles all over the place. I honestly think that that's a settle. I honestly don't think you can not settle that. Probably as city number 2. I don't know how you could do anything else. And then you'd have to figure out what's going on up here. There's probably a 2-2 tile along this river on this side anyway. Although, well, that's not going to do any good. Maybe you just, yeah. You know what? I think maybe you just make that your only other city and then do a city down here as 3. Maybe there's a city here for 4 and that's it. I think maybe you just do the 1 city there. You won't be able to get another city on this river anymore. But I think you got to live with that. You got to build the best city. If I was playing with another civilization and I was trying to maximize the number of cities, I would probably for sure settle that and that in order to get me 2 cities along this beautiful area. But because I'm only looking for 1 or 2 OP cities, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to do anything else, to be honest with you. We'll step on that hill next turn. Growth in 1, and the scout in 2. Oof. Another one of those. Both of those are in range of the capital, though, so keeping in mind that without a theater square, the capital's not going to have its borders grow a ton, so we'd probably have to buy those tiles. But that's okay, because we're off commercial hubs, so money shouldn't be a problem. And things got very flat. Things got very flat out here, for sure. Well, you'll spread by domination, though. I only ever think 3 or 4 cities. I mean, you can make, if you want to, if you're going to do a later game domination, and let's say you want to get to the medieval age to a particular unit before you'd want to bother with starting the domination, which is fine if that's what you want to do. It's just going to take longer into the game to finish. Then you could go ahead and get 5 or 6 cities, get your trade routes up, get all your cities down, get them, get your districts built, your campuses, push your science hard, and then say, okay, now it's time to go to town. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's no point in building a bunch of settlers and playing SimCity for 2 or 3 years if your plan is to put together an army and go take everybody else's cities, because everybody else is making settlers for you, right? Very flat up there. Let's go over here, just out of curiosity. All right, and then we can come down there. Oh, there's a gorgeous tile that's out of reach, but there is, the river does continue. Oh, it looks like it stops right there, and you can't get a city there. That is harsh. That is harsh business right there. Oh, you mean spread them out as in be further apart? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go more than 6 tiles in between cities. But yeah, there's no reason why you can't, because you want them to be able to grow tall. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't spread them out. No reason at all. So we're going straight to our settler. And that's pretty much definitely City 2. I mean, come on. Come on, right? Cross the river. Oh, so we have a buddy up here. Looks like it's going to be maybe Scythia? Or the Congo. If it's Scythia, that would be a very interesting run. Let's step there. Oh, okay, so they're that close and we didn't get a first meet. That kind of stinks. We did all this exploring and did not get a first meet, and then there's a guy sitting here we could have got earlier. Feels bad, man. That's our Pantheon as well, Gonzo. What do they want for a quest? Train a heavy chariot. Yeah, we can get that, but it's going to be a while. I was hoping it's something we could just get real quick in order to start getting that extra faith. Congo would explain the jungle, yeah. Yeah. It is the Congo. Better to be him than Scythia. Let's see what his first meet is. -7. We don't bother wasting our money on delegations anyway, because we don't care if people like us. So. Let's get to here and learn. Wow. Is that a hill? Oh, no, it's not. I was going to say, why would it be a one? It just looks like a hill because it's surrounded by them, I guess. So, certainly that's still a very good option, but it leaves these 2 sugar tiles, which will help with your growth, a little bit too far away. You could go here with the city, with the 2-2 city center, and then that brings these sugar tiles into play. With that being said, we want to learn more about what's down here first, because we still need to grab the horses. So if we were to settle there, we could settle one of these plains hills. That would be like 1, 2, 3, 4 cities. That's not bad, actually. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. There's a free kill on a... Oh, he moved. That's right. Shoot. I kind of want to learn what's here and just let that guy go. Yeah, kind of want to clear that out. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna double back and come over here. Is that a coast? Looks like that's coast. Might be this might be coast right here. So this might be just all our land. So we can just click. We just have no problem grabbing our 4 cities and heading north. Yeah, I knew it was either Scythia or Congo by the colors. Grab animal husbandry just so that we're ready for the horses when the time comes. And this guy's going to keep moving that way. Yeah, I think that's coast. Nope, that's actually fresh water. I stand corrected. That's a lake. There still could be somebody down there. Okay. So there's lots of really nice tiles up here. We are just out of position for that 2-2-3, which is heartbreaking. That becomes a 2-3-3 immediately, and then just grows into like a 2-5. I'm gonna go to this way and come around that. Step on this hill. Oh, there's some horses there as well. So I think I really do like the idea of a settle right here. Again, leaves lots of space for a tall city. You can grab the sugar for an amazing amount of growth, which will then lead you to using a whole bunch of these really strong tiles out here. You don't mind having those plains production tiles, like there's going to be 1-3, 1-4 mines on these guys. Chopping these trees out to more mines. When you can get massive amount of food from tiles like this, and even like say a farming triangle here, and then all your production's out here on these tiles. It's fantastic. Petra. Chat. Chat. Yeah, Yerevan's set up for a decent Petra there, looks like, but I'm not going to worry about building Petra, you guys. You crazy chatters. I did not get first meet on Yerevan, no. Which makes me wonder if there's not somebody down here somewhere, because I don't know if they would have beat me to it. I don't see their units over here, so unless they had a guy start that way and they just happened to have Yerevan's unit would happen to go up here and they just kind of saw each other, but seems unlikely to me. There's another horse. That's actually 2 horses. That's 2 good tiles, and there's even some nice stuff down here. So that's beautiful, and that is actually tundra we've gotten into now. So looks like we've got lots of room to get our 4 cities in and be good cities. Well, here's where you get your... We're not making a lot of culture right now, which is kind of poopy. Getting to a Gogi is nice in order to get your... get your slingers going and turn them into archers, and that becomes your kind of your initial wall that you can use to eat up your opponent's units, and then you come around with your cavalry in the end, or your horses, or whatever you want to call them. So getting a Gogi is not bad, but it's really more of a defensive tactic, and getting to early empire to get the production towards settlers is actually a really good idea. You get your 1 settler now, and then you get a whole bunch of other things done, and then you get your 3rd and 4th settler once you get to early empire. That can really kind of work out well, I feel. The card you're really looking for is actually in here, in order to help you produce your horses. It becomes an issue where, do you want to delay your first government in order to grab it, or do you get to your first government and then grab it? I feel like as I've developed my military game, which is kind of the weakest of all my games because I'm not a big fan of it, generally speaking. The micromanagement and the way it gets down to it at the end, it's never been my favorite way to play the game. I love the min-max strategy of science and culture games in particular, and it's, you know, so I'm on the fence a little bit about it sometimes. But I feel like the best military games I play push really early. Don't hesitate. Get your units going. Get into your first war. Even if you haven't got all your cities settled, just get into your first war and start taking guys out and get on the move. So I feel like getting to there is definitely strong, but I feel like maybe the path is get to here to help with the other two cities, and then get to there to start doing the military units, and then don't worry too much about your government. Having a quicker government's a little bit more important when you're running science and culture game, because there's a lot more tiles, or like cards, government cards that you want to actually put on and use, that are super important to getting going early. So getting that first government's more important that way, but delaying it just a little bit in order to get military tradition is not that big of a deal. I don't mind. So we're gonna work this way. Hope we can discover a second continent would be nice. Pop 6 shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, this city will grow fast. That'll be second city. This will be third, and then we'll figure out something over here for the fourth. Help versus barbarians, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can't get our Pantheon pushed to the Pantheon. If by chance we could get God of the Forge. In any military game, you're looking at maybe as much as 80%, maybe more, of the units you build will be in that first couple years. You get your horsemen, which you turn into cavalry, and then maybe if you get that far, you turn them into helicopters. But you build your, you build like 6, 8, 10 horses minimum, and then that's all the guys you need. I would say at least 8. So you could have 4 corps later on for cavalry as a minimum, I would say, but maybe 10 or 12 is a better number. And then the same thing for knights. You actually build your chariots and turn those into your knights. So again, it's build a bunch of those build a bunch of those chariots, 8, 10 of them, and then use gold to turn them into the knights. So a massive proportion of the units you build are going to be built in those first couple years when God of the Forge is effective. And so that's when it becomes super duper appropriate.
The Pantanal is the most complex intertropical alluvial plain of them.
In a military game, at least. I was going to complete my thought, and then I got surprised. That's an interesting wonder right there. It kind of brings into play the idea of settling a city right there. Because those tiles could give us a little bit of a culture boost on the civics tree to help us get to some of the things we need to get to early on. It would cost some gold maybe to buy out to a couple of them, but you can get your fast. You got a really nice tile here. You can get fast growth. Work a couple of those tiles in addition to maybe some production tiles, and get that little bit of extra push in your culture game early. So I would seriously consider that being my second settle. Is that a river? Looks like there's a river actually coming in there, so maybe there's another option too, but I would seriously consider that as an option there. And you grab this tile, of course. I like the distances on these cities quite a bit, actually, for height. Certainly something I would consider. Certainly something that I would consider. Yeah, there is a river right there. But I still think that's the settle. the 2-2 city center. You could buy up to the horses, grow a little bit, grab that. That culture could help you a lot. Maybe. Well, no, this city's too good. I was just kind of thinking maybe you could do it second city to help have the culture be a bigger deal early. But I think that's probably too good a city to pass up as your second city. Finally, a goody hut. Jeez Louise. Yeah, there's a nice farming triangle there. Looks like there's going to be some hills and stuff up here for production. There's actually a massive farming triangle right there. Holy cow. Super tall city there to be had anyway.
I am fond of pigs. Dogs look up to us.
Cats look down on us. Monument. Walk.
Behold the wonders of the heavens and earth.
Interesting. Interesting little Pangea we got going on here. Okay. And they're already working that pretty hard. Lucky them. Research. Okay, dokie then. Surrounded by wonders? Well, certainly one there and one here. I love this one in a science game because you get that, what's his name? Theory of evolution guy? Darwin, Charles Darwin. He gets 500 science for every here or adjacent natural wonder. So that's 2,000 science. If you've got that guy. Look at that. That's so lucky. Oh man, that's so nice. That is so nice. That gives us a really good chance at God of the Forge. Next turn we should be able to make our choice. We'll take our promotion and we'll take the foresty guy. Step up there, see what's going on there. That's good. I feel like maybe I need to clear this out as well, but I feel like I want to clear out this tundra because that's my best chance at more goody huts and stuff. I feel like that's the best way to do it. The gods have blessed us indeed. Almost at pop 3, which is nice. Come up through there. Here we go. How does somebody already have that on turn 22? That's either Russia's in the game or, well, I don't know. It's either Russia or Guitarja, but I don't think Guitarja usually takes appeal. I don't know why Guitarja wouldn't typically play God of the Forge. Russia might. I don't know. Appeal's gone as well, so there's 2 gone. There's a minimum of 2 gone. Appeal is gone, and so is God of the Forge. Like Guitarja gets it super early because if she builds on the coast, and then of course Russia in the yeah, I don't know. Well, Faith from Chops is probably the way to go. Culture, you know, get a little bit of bonus culture, but that doesn't really matter that much to us. You know, that could be decent as well, but Goddess of the Harvest is so strong. It'll help us with Golden Age. We get a Monumentality Golden Age. That'll help us chop out some final, some of our final units. Get our districts, our final districts, get them built. Get our tiles just really well. Get our tiles really well worked so that our cities are really overpowering early. Guitarsha things. Yeah, Guitarsha is really quick at those pantheons for sure. And so is Russia. Oh, they're the ones with Faith from Appeal. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he probably met the city-state. Although his capital's up here, so it would have taken a few turns to get to that. Unless they met that one and another one. Yeah, you're right. He's the one with Faith from Appeal. Because if his capital's here, he's like 1, 2, 3. It's probably 4 turns till he gets to there. 5, maybe turn 5 at best. And that gives him 2 faith per turn. Yeah, that'd still do it though. That'd still have him beat me though. Even if he got it by turn 5, he'd have 25 by like turn 18. So yeah. That just shows you how powerful it is to get that first meat. If I'd have gotten that first meat, we'd be sitting on it. So God of the Forge went to somebody else who got a first meat on a holy site, I guess, or a holy city-state. Work our way down into this. Sorry, oh, why is it Jungle Natural Wonder next to the Tundra? I don't know. It's usually off on the edges. There's actually 2 of those. One of them that goes in the Tundra, one that doesn't. I don't know. It should probably be up here more, but I don't think that they really consider that much in the decisions of placing things. No, I understand that. I'm just saying I don't think that when they make that a deciding factor in necessarily where they place it. It's quite the Petra city. We are working the gold, which I don't mind, but it does cost us a little bit of production. But I do like the gold just because gold in a military game is OP. It's a 9-hill Petra city right there. Check loyalty on him. Oh, there's no way there's anybody else around. This is the end of this continent, I think. Pretty sure. Can't imagine there's anybody in here. I'd have met him by now. There we go. Another growth tile. Holy moly.
I thought clay must feel happy in the
Good Potter's hands. Oh, so many good tiles. This city's gonna grow so fast. I'm buying that and working it. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually just gonna lock the tile in so it's always used, and then just let it grow from there. Once we get to pop 3, actually, you know what? I might just buy that as well. Buy it while it's cheap. Yep. There we go. That city's going to be a monster. So many good tiles to work. So many good tiles to work, and the population is going to go through the roof. The biggest thing is going to be getting housing into it. Put the greenery in there, and get the farm down and the plantations down. Keep the housing up so you can get to pop 10, so you can work those tiles and produce units like an absolute madman. You got to get to here. We got to get our encampments down before too long. We haven't been finding any barbs, so it's insane. All this land is opened up and we haven't found a single barb. That's bananas. There's a goody hut. It's insane. Yeah, I know. 3-turn growth. Yeah. And even the production's not bad because of the 2-2 city center, right? So you're getting a little bit of production as well. For those 3 turns. And then once you grab these tiles, it's just ball game. City's off to the races. You know what? I actually miscalculated. I was thinking you couldn't put a city on this river. You could put a city right there if you wanted to. But it's super flat land out here. So I'm not going to want to. Did I just see a barb? I just said a barb came by here. I don't see a barb hut. Must be one wandering around from a barb hut that got killed like ages ago. Relic. So we'll be selling that. Not right now, but at some point we'll be selling that for a massive amount of gold. Population. It's OP. That is OP, baby. This is an interesting Pangea that there's no passage on the south. Unless we're on our own island or something. It's possible that we're on our own island. That would really suck. It's a standard size Pangea map with 8 civs. We haven't met anybody else. I think it's entirely possible that we're on our own island. Granary would help us continue to grow. We can start building some units. I think I want to go builder though and start getting some stuff going. Mine that, quarry that, harvest that, or farm that. Or I could even go out there and farm this or something like that, who knows. It's insane down here. You could almost put a city down here. Could you imagine? Oh no, this is snow. I was gonna say St. Basil's, but it wouldn't help you any here. I'm gonna let him finish clearing that out, and I'm gonna head up north through here. Not even sure if when we get there by the time 40 turns is up, but I'm seriously wondering what the heck's going on with this freaking city. Well, yeah, there's St. Basil's Cathedral, but that's only in the tundra. So if you put a city here and got St. Basil's Cathedral, poof, off the charts. But there's nothing that helps snow. I like that though, Ice Petra. Open that up. Builder, monument. Goody hat. I bet you I find at least one more goody hat down here in addition to that one. Look at this. Already about to be pop 3. No, it's just for tundra tiles. Now that was the sound of a barb hut. There it is right there. Starting to wish I had the ability to walk on hills like I can Boris. I think I'll just walk across here and get in a position to take that out so that doesn't become a problem.
Every nation lives by
Turn that off and turn that on. Experience. The ability to walk on hills. We're gonna fly like an eagle now, folks. +5 campus. There we go. About to be pop 5. Glorious, glorious cities. Hey, there's some barbs. Hey, there's a goody hut. Go stand on this hill here. We'll rock their worlds on a wooded hill is ideal terrain across the river. I mean, we'll barely. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen on this. To be honest with you, we're going to get such a bonus. I wouldn't be surprised if we survive. At least against one of them, anyway. Kind of a boring first 40 turns, really. All the decisions are quite easy. Look at that. We only took 20 damage to his 33. And we can just stand there and heal. That's insane. Another recon unit. That'll help us figure out what's going on up here. So, trade routes. Important to note in the decision to make here is Genghis Khan's ability is starting a trade route immediately creates a trading post in the destination city, receiving an extra level of diplomatic visibility for possessing a trading post in any city of a civilization. So, in addition to instantly getting the trading post and getting diplomatic visibility for it, as you know, trading post equals diplomatic visibility, you actually get an extra level of diplomatic visibility on top of the normal one. So you actually get 2 levels of diplomatic visibility over top of your opponent. by sending a trade route to them. You immediately get it. The only way they get that trading, the only way they get one level of diplomatic visibility is by sending a trade route to you and completing it, which can take them 25 or 30 turns. By then, you've probably ran their cities over. As long as you don't give them, allow them to establish an embassy, or like you send a, whatever you call it at the beginning. I want to say envoy. Brain's not working. It's late at night. I apologize. As long as you don't let them give them that, you're going to have 2 levels of diplomatic visibility above them. When you go to combat, that's a massive bonus, because Mongolian units double the usual combat bonus for having a higher level of diplomatic visibility than their opponent. So I've actually had games where I've actually had a plus 12 bonus. I did a run with Mongolia. It's actually on the YouTubes right now. There was actually a game where I was, or a couple of battles against some civs, where I was actually getting plus 12 combat strength for diplomatic visibility, because I had 2 levels higher than them, which equals 3 per level is 6. And then you double that, turned it into 12 extra diplomatic visibility over top of the other combat units. So it's an extremely powerful thing. So you absolutely want to send your trade routes to them. Not only that, but it clears the way for your units, especially when you're in the jungle like this. To be able to walk along the road as opposed to trucking through the jungle is very advantageous as well. So you can see here, as soon as we sent it, initiating a trade route has created a trading post for your city in the city of Mbamba, just like that. And so when you go in here and check out our diplomatic visibility, we've actually got access level open, right? So we've actually got higher diplomatic visibility than him. So because it's actually, we got double the benefit of it. So normally it would be, what's the first one? There's closed, then something else, then open. So anyway, we're immediately just rocking it. Is what I'm trying to say. I think it's time to go with the settlers. The settler card in 4 turns. We could go granary first, and then might be actually better to go granary. Get the city really well established here, and then we'll go settler, and then go units. Corey gets us masonry. Again, that's pop 5. Boom, 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 boom. 5 beautiful tiles. We even have one for pop 6 out there, and even that's fine for pop 7, which is great, even though we're not going to grow until we get the granary very well because of housing. Now, other thing to consider that I was just thinking about. How close are we? Because we actually would like to be able to pop the settlers once we have both promotions here. We're going to get the boost to this, so that'll get to like 4 or 5. If we can get an encampment built, that would be wonderful as well. And get the boost there, because we would like to have our settlers pop out once we have both promotions on Magnus. In order to keep from losing population. But if we lose 1 population, I'm not going to kill anybody for that. Have a good night, Twitch chat. Troll. Appreciate it. Look at that. 18 damage to his 49. Like, look at those combat bonuses stacking like a beast. Just standing there. Let's head down to there. And then here, we can either farm that one, which would be okay, turn into a 3-1, but we actually wouldn't even use that 3-1 in this city for quite some time. What we could do is come over here and potentially farm that. That would make it another... The only thing I don't like about that is it's going to take a long time to get the bonus. Yeah, I just thought of that. If we wait that long, we are... Yeah, we're not gonna get the full boost. Let's just go to here and work that tile anyway. That'll give us our boost to irrigation, and it will give us our boost to craftsmanship, which is, we don't want to wait 10 turns to get over there and actually work that farm. So we'll just be happy with working it this way. Turn 37, hanging guarding. That guy's dead. Look at that. He hit me 3 times, and my health is 69. And he's dead. Just straight nasty. Straight up nasty. We need a granary in the city for the housing. Absolutely. The monument's done. That's pushing our culture up to 7.3. That's going to push us through the culture tree even faster. I'm going to move to here, try and get some visibility, see what the heck they're doing over there. I would like that other warrior to come up here and fight me like a man. We're going to go ahead and get our boosts. Bada bang, bada boom. That's turn 38. We're about to be pop 4 over here. That is a scout. Unless it's from the barb hut here. I'm guessing it's from this barb hut. So he's got a long ways back before he gets there. Let's go like that. Boom. There's the other dude there. Let's go like that. Next turn. This is going to put us on turn 40. I do kind of want...
It was luxuries like air conditioning that...
I want to get those out. Yeah, in one turn I start the settler. I kind of want to figure out what's going on up here. If there's another Civ or something. Does he know somebody else? Oh, he knows 3 other people. Okay, so we're definitely on a Pangea. He knows 3 other people. So it's time for us to go meet some of those people. We're going to appoint Magnus into there. And we are going to work that with the boost. It's now 3 turns. I do not think that we're going to get an encampment built in time. Districts in this city are interesting. Commercial hub campus makes a lot of sense. And then you could even like chop that out, put the encampment, which would give the, so like the campus there and the commercial hub right there, and oops, the encampment right there probably makes the most sense, because it's going to give you a 2 campus and a 3 commercial hub, and it's also going to be rather quick to get them as opposed to having to chop out the jungle and stuff like that. You only have to chop out one thing to get all 3 districts pasted down. Over here, interesting. You might be able to find a place to get a plus, like a bunch of bonus. Like this would be a +2 here. So commercial hub. Yeah, I don't know. Or you could actually, you could eat this, put the campus there, and the commercial hub there, and the encampment there. I don't know. That actually wouldn't work either. If you put the campus there, it's +2. If you keep all those jungles, that's a +2. It makes the commercial hub +3. That's not bad. And then if you happen to put the encampment out here or something like that, it would be the same. You would lose 1 from the jungles, but gain 1 from adjacency, so it'd still be a +2. Or actually, you know what? What I even like better, because it's a lot quicker. Commercial hub. Campus. You lose a good tile, but you got tons of good tiles. And an encampment there. I don't mind that. We haven't been exploring, so he doesn't like us. He was never going to like us because we weren't going to be giving him a religion, so it doesn't really matter. Again, this guy just stands around and looks pretty, kicking these warriors' butts. Irrigation gets us our sugar. I also like campus, so we can plop the campuses down cheaper. I'm going to do that first. Because we can actually plop down the campus right here and lock in the cost. I also like the idea of... We could go settler now. We could also go builder and chop into placing the encampment. I actually like that as well. Go builder, chop into that, place the encampment. It's delaying our settler though too. I changed my mind. We go settler and we buy the builder. We buy the builder and we chop the tree into the settler with the 50% bonus card on. Gives us more carryover, and then that plops down the encampment. That's the better idea. Right there. We've given you a bonus turn crossing the river. We're going to explore with that guy. A very interesting start. Lots of room. We're going to have 4 fabulous cities. Interesting that there's iron here. We may actually consider moving this tile to get the iron. Otherwise, we don't have it. Yeah. We actually have probably got to move this tile. You hate to do it because I was thinking this would be a nice area to settle. But I feel like you probably have to move the settlement to here to make sure you can get out to that iron. Unless there happens to be iron there as well. If you found that out, then you could settle that as well. Oh my god, it's 2 bonus turns for you on first 40 turns. And we met somebody! What a bonus! Look at that. We've met the lovely Cleopatra. How are you, my dear? This guy's still beating the brakes off these warriors. Freaking fantastic. This guy's on his way out to chop that. I can't stop myself, folks. It's the end of the night. Hey, we just met Leventa. He's ready to beat his brakes off. He's fortifying to heal. Look at that. This is a very interesting run, actually. Be a fun military game to play on this map, that's for sure. It would be actually kind of easy. You're going to have 4 awesome cities. Build your cavalry. He won't put up much of a fight. Neither will she. Just easy targets. Get some momentum. And fly across the continent. Waving the flag. Mongolian Empire. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so tired I'm getting kind of giddy. Thank you very much for being here, folks. You're amazing. I appreciate the support. YouTube has been really catching on. You're enjoying this series, and I'm glad for it. We're going to continue to bring you more great content in the future. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment as you please. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.